Hello out there, all you Saint Lunatics. Welcome back for another episode. This is episode 6 of ThatSTLpod, The Men Who Are Often Wrong. Today we have just Nick. Nick pulled this thread Gleason today.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew.
What is the meaning behind this name you put in the chat?
Pull this thread as I walk away if you want to destroy my sweater. Little Weezer reference today.
Weezer.
Yes, sir.
Love that. Well, first thing I have to bring up on this episode is the men who are often wrong.
We wrong.
I'm going to point the finger at you right now because this was a big one.
My joyous reference.
Oh my God. I had people texting me about that. And Joya's Deli. Last episode, you said Joya's Deli was in Soulard. Not in Soulard. It's on the hill.
Very famously on the hill since 1918.
Very famously on the hill.
I thought there was one in Soulard. I went back and looked, and it just ain't there. It's simply not.
It's like the Mandela effect, maybe.
Yeah. I used to work right out by the brewery, and a bunch of people always loved getting Joyas, and I always just assumed it was right next to the brewery. And
really,
I guess they were all just really big.
Are you sure they're not talking about Blue City Deli?
No, we did that quite a bit too. But no, yeah. Finger pointed. I'm off that one. I could not find any evidence to even point myself in the right direction. So,
and also the Festival of Nations is not in Francis Park. It is in Tower Grove Park.
That is correct. Again, upon further review. But if you listen to the episode, I was fairly uncertain where or what the name of that park was anyway. So
you were like somewhere in South St. Louis.
Yeah, and as far as I know, it is. So
funny stuff. Well, I first wanted to kick off this podcast with a bit of a funny story that happened to me this past week about how everyone hates going to the DMV, and I particularly have had a lot of trouble at the DMVs in the St. Louis area. This one just blew my mind, though. I drive an electric car, right? Yes. And so I had to go and I had to get my plates renewed, and my wife had to get her plates renewed. She doesn't drive an electric car, but she got pulled over, and she was in her whole hospital getup, scrubs and everything, had her hospital badge on, and the cop was like, "Oh, your plates are expired, but I'm going to let you go."
Probably because she just cost us 4 lives, but fine.
On her way to Barnes. So she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to let you go." Literally the next day, as I was preparing to get all of our plates and stuff renewed, because we didn't get anything in the mail saying renew your plates.
It sneaks up on you. It snuck up on me for
it really does.
2 years. So.
But we get our neighbors' mail all the time.
Yeah.
So I was assuming that, someone just got our mail and we get their mail, and we never got it. And so the next day I got pulled over, and the guy didn't let me go. But he said,
"You weren't wearing scrubs."
I wasn't wearing scrubs. I had no use to wear any scrubs. So the guy gave me. He said, "Here's your court date," and I was like, "Ah, shit, okay." But he's like, "It's all good though, because if you get your plates,
they'll let it go."
Yeah, just show.
Do it before you go to court.
Yeah. I got pulled over in.
This
Sunset
is St.
Hills.
Louis. Nobody's got plates.
Yeah, nobody does. All temp tags.
Yep.
So I have to get it, and then I'll show it to the Sunset Hills court because that's where I got pulled over, and they're like, they'll let it go. So I go to the DMV, and I wait for 2 hours, and then I finally get to the front of the line. I'm like, "Hi, I need to get my plates renewed," and I'm getting all the paperwork and stuff. And then the lady says, "Where's your emissions inspection?" And I'm like, "Oh, I drive an electric car." She's like, "Where's your emissions inspection?" I go, No.
It doesn't emit.
I don't need one because I drive an electric car. She's like, "Well, no, you need an emissions inspection." And I'm like, "My car does not emit anything." So what do you mean? She's like, "I'm sorry, sir, you're going to have to leave and you have to go get it." I'm like, "Well, hold on. If I go to this,
you can go do it right now, see what it admits.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I'm like, if I go to a place and they and I get an emissions inspection. Like, what are they going to test? They're like, they're going to test for the emissions. I'm like, but it doesn't
What
have any
emissions?
emissions. And we just like went in circles over and over and
Yeah.
over, just like really,
They
just
love
like
turning people
going
away.
through the whole thing. And I'm like, I'm sure you were wrong. Like, there's no way this is possible. She's like, no, I'm sorry, you're not going to get it. So
Well,
I set
what was
up.
the verdict?
Well, I set up an appointment, and I went to CarX Tire and Auto.
They
Set
laugh
up
you
an
out of the
appointment for
place.
an emissions inspection. I walk in. I'm like, "Hi, I need an emissions inspection." And the guy's like, "What? Is that your car?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you need an oil change too, buddy?" I'm like, "Shit, dude, I know how this looks." But the lady at the DMV was very adamant, and she wouldn't let me get my plates unless I got an
just
emissions inspection.
fill out the form or something. Bring it back.
And then we went through the whole thing with him. Like, it doesn't emit anything. I go,
0%.
I know.
0%.
I know. And so he called up the Missouri Highway Patrol, and he's like, "Hey, Dave, I got a guy here who needs an emissions inspection, and he drives an electric car." And then there's just a long, long pause.
The millennial stare over the phone.
And then he goes, "But it doesn't emit anything." And then he goes, "Okay, if it'll make them happy." And he's like, "All right, yeah, we're just going to
take your money, pal.
Take down your information, and we'll give you an emissions inspection." And I'm like, "What are you guys are you guys going to do anything to my car?" He's like, "Nope, we can't do anything to your car, but we're going to give you a piece of paper that says you got an emissions inspection, so you can give it to the DMV." I'm like,
"That's good.
Thank you." We looked it up too. You
can't be the first one who's had that problem either. That's insane.
Yeah, well, he was laughing. The guy was laughing. All the other guys that that were working
Sounds
there,
like he's never heard it before.
were laughing. So yeah, I must be the first guy with an electric car to ever get an emissions inspection. I was just blown away. So now I have the paperwork. Now I got to go to the DMV and make sure I get my plates.
I'll guarantee you the next person you talk to is going to crack up that you got an emissions test on your electric vehicle. They're going to be like, "What the hell? Why did you bring this to us? This is hilarious."
I hope I get a different person at the DMV so I can give it to them. And then I'm hoping they'll be like, "Why are you giving this to me?"
You got to have the DMV representative over here on Men Who Are Often Wrong.
Yeah. Have them. Yeah.
So as it turns out,
yeah, we looked it up.
Electric vehicles do not need emissions tests.
We looked it up on the Missouri State website. It was like clear as day. Electric vehicles are exempt from emissions inspections. So I don't know what the hell that lady was on.
No, St. Louis.
But that's about the second weirdest thing that's come out of St. Louis these past few weeks. Monkeys. We've got monkeys.
We've got monkeys.
Have you seen any monkeys out and about?
Not in person. I've seen videos, and they are. I don't know what to make of it. There's monkeys. There's monkeys in St. Louis. Everybody, keep an eye out.
I've seen about 1 million news reports about this, and the conclusion is that maybe one of them was a real monkey, and then the other ones are just AI generated. Trying to make memes, trying to like trick people. But I remember a week back, I was checking Reddit, and I swear this was the first post on the St. Louis subreddit about monkeys. Some guy's like, "I just saw a monkey. Did anybody else see a monkey on this street?" And everyone's like making fun of him, like, "Yeah, okay, let me smoke what this guy's smoking."
Yeah.
And then like a day or two later, like it broke on the news, and everyone's like, "Oh, maybe that guy was telling."
Yeah, they got the zoo involved in everything. They found the species, and
the crazy part is that the
zoo also did not report any missing monkeys.
Right. So that's the thing.
So it's an exotic animal that somehow got to the middle of the dead center of the Midwest of the United States.
And so I've got a theory about this because nobody that would have a monkey, the zoo or any zoo equivalent in the city, no one reported a missing monkey. And it's also, I believe, illegal to own a monkey within the city border of St. Louis. And then you think back to like the Tiger King, and then there was the follow-up to the Tiger King about the monkey lady. I forgot what that show was called, but it was the people who made Tiger King, and they made like a monkey show about this monkey lady who lives in Jefferson County, and apparently like all the monkeys in the United States like come from this woman in Jefferson County. So I'm thinking there's some like illegal monkey ring going
Oh,
on,
hands
and
down.
you know they're not reporting the monkeys missing because obviously what they're doing is illegal. So
Yeah, you're probably much better off
yeah,
losing your
one
monkeys than losing a few
yeah.
chimps than you are
Yeah, I'd rather lose a monkey than lose my
go
freedom
to
and
jail.
go to prison. So I've got an article here from Five on Your Side. Yeah, monkeys, memes, and mystery. Did St.
Yeah.
Louis's viral primates ever really exist? So it says there's one verified sighting.
Okay.
One verified sighting. And I think down here it says that a police officer actually saw a monkey. So at least one exists. I don't know if anything else is real. Uh this
Not confirmed AI, but
Read this. Read this sentence. The St. Louis Department of Health confirmed earlier this week it called off the search for the animals, citing only one verified sighting of one money.
uh,
One money.
come on, Megan Kieran, do better.
The St. Louis
Journalism.
Department of Health only saw one money. They need to be more funded.
Yeah.
They need more funding.
Bring some funding to the Department of Health. There's
definitely.
only one confirmed money sighting.
Only one confirmed money. That's great. And to hop on all of this, to hop on to all
The
of this,
memery?
the memery, most people are kind of pissed off that they don't know if these monkeys are real or not. But I think most of the sightings were in North City, and some businesses are jumping on it. We have Crown Candy here on screen. They've started selling chocolate monkeys. How big is this thing? It's $11.50. This looks like a tiny thing, or is it like a bag?
It looks about like half the size of your phone.
You think it's like a big
6
like
ounces, 4.5 by 2.5,
like a Easter bunny chocolate? You think
4.5 inches? That
this
thing's
is a
fucking
cool
huge.
looking thing?
Oh my god! What are you gonna do with the other 7/8? Cuddle, I guess.
Yeah,
but go to Crown Candy and get your chocolate monkeys.
yeah,
they're
Crown
hopping
Candy,
on.
Crown Candy is the best. I never really go there for their candy. I'm always there for like their milkshakes and their food and stuff. But yeah, they have like a crazy selection of sweets. So you got to get out there and get some of that. You ever think about doing the challenge there, the milkshake challenge, Nick?
I love it. I love it. So we do this podcast often with Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Him and myself, along with my grandparents, have been going almost every Christmas season for probably since like 2005.
Oh, Christmas tradition.
Christmas tradition. Yeah, we love it. We go and we stand in line with our coats. We've interacted with the long line of people standing out, telling stories about how them and their grandparents and friends, family, daughters, grandsons, everybody loves it. My grandpa, he has a big sweet tooth and he loves going down there as well.
Same.
I have gone and not been able to keep one milkshake down on several occasions.
What?
Derry and I go way back. We are not friends.
Are you lactose intolerant?
I've never used that word to describe myself before.
Okay.
Some people could argue that.
Really? As long as I've known you, I never really realized that.
I'll drink milk by itself.
Yeah.
Very controversial topic, but so milk and all milk products I love. Not a huge fan of me, but so one, it's 5 milkshakes, right? But the milkshakes come in a giant aluminum mug that really you can make 3 milkshakes that the actual glasses come into out of every mug. So essentially you're drinking 15 milkshakes. I find it really hard to take down 3. But
I wasn't sure how many
love
calories.
the challenge. I've seen it on Man vs. Food. I've seen it in person one time. I've never seen it completed.
Oh wow, you saw it in
I
person.
could be wrong. I could be wrong about the Man vs. Food part. He may have completed it. I don't think he did. That's a lot of dairy to keep down.
Yeah, I think on Man
for
vs.
anyone
Food,
because they say you can't finish a gallon of milk in an hour. and I'll guarantee you there's about a gallon of milk in 3 of those milkshakes.
Yeah, it says drink 5 malts or shakes within 30 minutes and you get them for free. Plus, we will throw in a t-shirt, add your name to the wall of winners. You may also receive, but not guaranteed, a bellyache or a brain freeze. All 5 malts must be ordered at the same time. Remember, they're only free if you finish them all in 30 minutes. You'll be disqualified if you throw up. Blah, blah, blah. You can throw up all you want afterwards, but we'll be expected to clean up your mess. Use the bathroom, go outside.
Yeah, the bathroom is pretty hidden away as well. If you've ever been to Crown Candy,
back.
If you haven't, this is a St. Louis podcast. So if you're trying to learn about it, this is a great part of its history.
This is basically
it's out behind the kitchen.
Yeah, it is behind the kitchen. It's a small place. You can really only barely fit 4 people at some of those tables. But it really is
it's made for how people were built in 1913, not 2026.
It is the cornerstone of I believe it's St. Louis Place. No, it's Old North St. Louis. It is like the cornerstone of Old North St. Louis. I can't really name any other like big places to go there. That's
the only place I've ever been
Crown
to.
Candy is it.
In that location, but it's worth your time. They have very vintage candies as well.
Yeah. I went there right before 2025 ended, and I don't believe anybody completed the challenge in 2025. It looked like when I was looking on the plaque of like everyone that's completed it. Yeah, it looked like pretty much almost every single year it looked like somebody was had completed it. I don't think anybody completed it in 2025. So
not an easy challenge.
Well, yeah, not an easy challenge, but I want to see people complete this at least once a year. So let's get someone out there in 2026.
Yeah. To throw back our last episode, I had it on my list for hidden gems. I don't know about the hiddenness of it, but a gem nonetheless. You got to go to Crown Candy.
It's a gem. I will say this: if anybody completes the 5 malt challenge or 5 shake challenge and isn't a listener, if you complete that in 2026, you shoot me a DM on Instagram or TikTok, and I will send you an STL guy shirt. So maybe a little more incentive. Oh, and Nick will match.
I'll match.
So then I have to give,
and I will get you a bush flight at the first XFL game that you see me at.
There we go. This is great.
That's the promise.
That's great. Let's get that going. Somebody go out there. Next thing I wanted to pick your brain on, Nick. We talked a lot of sports on the last episode, but something that was kind of really creeping up on me that I may be a little concerned about.
Okay.
I work downtown, and every day I leave, I hop on 44, and they are demolishing the Millennium Hotel.
Yeah, that breaks my heart. I stayed at that hotel.
Oh, really?
It's the big round one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So I've mentioned on this podcast several times when my dad and I went to Game 7, we stayed there.
That's where you stayed.
That was the hotel that I got my first taste of champagne in. So, yeah, sad to see it go. It's iconic. A part of St. Louis. It hasn't been active obviously for many years, but I always like seeing it.
I wanted to talk about the skyline of St. Louis, and more importantly, the skyline of Busch Stadium. You think about all these iconic ballparks, and you're staying at home plate. You're looking out towards the outfield.
Yep.
The cities love showing off their skyline in the outfield of
I think about that all the time. The time. There are a lot of stadiums that I don't know what I'm looking at because they don't have, and this is probably some St. Louis bias, but an extremely recognizable thing in the background. If there's 10 buildings behind it, that could be anywhere.
Right. Just like, is it PNC Park, the Pirates? The Pirates have like a really good backdrop.
And they have the river. Or
they have like the little bridge.
Maybe a lake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Whatever it is.
San Diego.
They have people hanging out there on barges and whatnot.
San Diego or San Francisco's got the bay.
The Giants. Yes.
The Giants, yeah. Where people are always canoeing and kayaking, trying to get the balls. But I'll share my screen here. I'm looking at the sort of the skyline for Busch Stadium.
And that's huge. I mean, that's baseball heaven right there.
Yeah, so here's a good one. This is kind of a weird photo. This is kind of like a red, white, and black image of Busch Stadium, kind of looking out into the outfield.
Mhm.
Obviously, no one's gonna be sitting where this camera was taking the photo, but if you're down in the lower bowl and you're looking out, you can really not see the arch. You can see the arch, but it only is peeking out a little bit over the left of the
It
Millennium
was a better view
Hotel.
at Old Bush. But
Right. And so mostly you're going to be seeing the Millennium Hotel. That's a huge
yeah,
part of the skyline
it
in the
is.
outfield of Busch.
It's awesome.
So when that goes down, you're obviously going to have the arch in full view, which will be really nice.
Mhm.
But they have this new project they're going to build um, in place of where the Millennium Hotel is. So this is what is going to be built there instead.
There's an idea.
So, I mean, it's a nice looking building, but yeah, the the Millennium Hotel will no longer be there. You'll have this
Interesting.
more modern looking building. It kind of reminds me of like One Cardinal
The
Way,
St.
which is
Louis eyesore.
uh also takes up a big part of the outfield in Busch Stadium. Um, I'm kind of concerned because I don't know how big this building really is going to be. What if it just like completely blocks the arch? I really want to have the arch in the outfield.
I hope they have people thinking about that.
Yeah. I mean,
An eyesore in the downtown
oh
St.
my
Louis
god, yeah,
skyline.
I clicked play and the first thing they say is an eyesore. I guess they're talking about the Millennium Hotel right here.
Yeah.
Let's skip forward a bit, see what the skyline might look like. I mean, yeah, it's kind
Yeah,
of
I got some
the original
renderings.
building's kind of skinny. I mean, that thing looks like look at that. That's gonna be massive. It looks really nice
It's
though.
big. Yeah.
It's big. I wonder how much of the arch you'll be able to see in the outfield of Busch Stadium. So that's something I'm gonna be looking out for when they start actually building, whenever that may be. But whenever I'll be driving home from downtown, hopefully I'll be looking up and be like, "Ugh, hopefully that's not gonna block the archway."
Listen, change is hard for everybody.
Yeah, we know that from
Well,
Charlie talking about Arrowhead.
that's for sure. People said the same thing about the arch itself.
Yeah,
They called it nice or very famously.
that's
So
crazy. That's
you
crazy.
get used to things pretty quickly. I think it'll be weird. I may not even like it all that much at first. I'm sure it'll grow on me, and then taking my kids to games, it's all they'll ever know, and they'll love
Right,
it all the same.
right.
Like we love the arch now.
We do. We love it so much. Something that popped up in my feed recently that probably popped up in your feed since we're both Chaminade guys. This
Yeah,
story that happened back in October. I don't know why it just hit the news now in January, or at
there's a
least
lot
I
of stuff
saw it
going on.
now in January. But did you see the kid that was like revived on Chaminade soccer
I've
field?
heard stories about it. I've never actually read anything official on it. I've just heard other people talk about it. But
Yeah,
but break it down. What happened?
there was a kid. He was from Liberty High School. Let me pull up his name here. His name is Brandon Langwith. He's a soccer player from Liberty High School. He
Okay.
collapsed, and I guess he had like a cardiac event, like a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he literally died. And everyone that was like there at the game, I think there was a nurse and a doctor there at the game, and they like rushed onto the field with AEDs and
Yep.
coaches that we're familiar with from Chaminade.
Yeah.
They ran on and they like revived this kid. Now this is this
That's insane.
crazy story now.
Reminds you of almost exactly what happened to Damar Hamlin
Yeah,
with
it's
the Bills Bengals.
right,
Uh,
right. Yeah, I think they said there was
but
a
for a
ball.
kid, yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it was like a free kick or something, and it hit him.
Mm-hmm.
It hit him in the chest and just sort of took his heart out of rhythm.
Disrupted the rhythm. Yep. Yep.
Where it's like if you have that sort of arrhythmia, I don't know if it. My wife's the doctor. I don't know these.
I
these
just remember
words.
hearing on podcasts, on news stories everywhere, and that's my only medical knowledge on this.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, you can disrupt that rhythm. It can be electrical, it can be physical,
yeah,
manual, whatever. But if that's disrupted,
yeah. It's like your heart. If it's like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and there's like a ball that hits you at 80 miles an hour, and it is in between those, it'll kind of take it out of its rhythm. So yeah, apparently since this guy had an AED in his car and like got it to him
And
like
there's
quick
several
enough.
on campus at Chaminade. I mean, they all taught us where those were as well.
Yeah,
When we were going there, I would assume that's probably the case with every school, but
right.
I know there's one in the gym next to the soccer field.
Yeah. Apparently it's just a miracle this kid is alive. Because like without them just like getting on it right away with an AED, I
Fast
can see
responding,
so
yeah.
many situations where that wouldn't happen. And like, yeah, that
Oh, no.
saved his
Yeah,
life.
there's a lot of panic that said when something like that goes down, so cooler
Eh,
heads prevailed, it sounds like, and,
Yeah.
thank God the kid's okay.
I'll give a shout out to Chaminade too, on this because it is probably one of the best things that high school like did for us on like a practical level. Where not many high schools did. I don't know any other high school. I'm sure some of them do, but our junior or our sophomore year,
Mm.
right as all of us were getting ready to drive,
Yes,
we would
I know where
have
you're going with this.
our
Mhm.
gym class, and for like the whole year, uh, we were taught lifeguarding. We were all taught how to
Yep.
be lifeguarding.
Yeah,
We had to
we're
go
all
through
given lifeguard certifications.
lifeguard certifications, Red Cross
Everybody that
certifications.
graduates from
Mm-hmm.
or not even graduates, but anyone who passes gym class sophomore year,
Yeah,
if they pay $25, is guaranteed
that
to
was
be a lifeguard. Not
that was
guaranteed a
gym
lifeguarding
class.
job, but
You would get a
yeah,
certification.
it definitely helped. I was a lifeguard for many years because of it.
Certification has saved somebody's life, and that was your gym class sophomore year.
Yeah,
That
pretty
every
incredible.
gym class should do that. There's not many practical things high school
So it
does.
CPR certifies you, and
Yeah,
it gives you a lot of additional, obviously aquatic, but just practical
yeah.
first aid knowledge as well.
Not you know, not everything in high school. They didn't teach us useful things like how to pay my taxes. I still don't know how to do
The
that.
classic.
Don't know
And
how
the
to do that.
mitochondria,
But
obviously, we all know. But
Catholic school definitely taught us how to name all the books of the Bible in order very, very quickly.
oh yeah,
So that comes in use. But no, every single lifeguard in St. Louis seemed to be a Chaminade kid, which was awesome. And
yeah.
we
No,
both worked as
it's an
lifeguards, and
incredible thing.
it was a great job working as a lifeguard
It's the
around
best job in
St.
the world.
Louis. It is the greatest
That
job
and
in the world.
podcasting.
Yeah, look at us. Yeah, we
Who'd have
probably
thought?
got paid more lifeguarding.
Hey, it's only episode 6, guys.
Yeah, we'll get there. You remember us when we've got the big name interviews, down the line. We do have an interview coming up that I have with the mayor of DePere. So I'm really excited for that one. He has a hatred for Kroenke just like we do, and I believe he like
I would
wrote
have
some
to assume.
letters as a lawyer
Good.
to the NFL. So we'll get to ask some questions about that. I'm looking forward to it.
More on that later. We can hop into some of the list and things that we didn't get to on the last episode. I know we
Let's
have
do it.
another snake draft. We can each take 2 or 3 or 4.
Love lists. The people love lists. Let's give the people what they
Let's
want.
give the people some lists.
Let's do food. So what are the top ranked St. Louis foods? I'll pick first.
On this podcast's opinion, but it is correct. We are never
This
wrong.
is, for the men who are often wrong, this is 100% accurate St. Louis food list. And I'm going to go with the most impactful St. Louis food nationwide. And I say that very purposefully because this is nationwide. Number 1 pick, Ted Drew's frozen custard.
Okay.
And Ted Drew's frozen custard, because Dairy Queen admitted, they said, yes, we got our idea for our frozen custard.
Mhm.
They turn upside down the cup. They got that from Ted Drew's.
That's amazing.
So they
I didn't
took
know
that,
I didn't
and
know
they made that
both
like a
places
national
did
chain.
that. And I guess since they do, I always just thought it was completely normal going to both of those places for for frozen treats. That's awesome.
No, it is my favorite thing, and I'm an ice cream addict. Grew up right behind Ted Drew's in my mom's house, so we'd walk there for dinner sometimes. My favorite thing ever is the cherry Oreo concrete. I've talked about that in a previous episode, but I like to mix it up. I get really burned out on things, so I go around like the whole menu. My goal for being a St. Louis podcaster, I want a Ted Drew's flavor named after me one day. That STL
Concrete.
That STL concrete. That STL custard. That's
make it
how
happen.
I'm trying to I'm trying to make that happen, and I hope it's a cherry Oreo concrete. Honestly,
Right on. Not my 1-1. I'm happy it's left on the board here. So my 1-1 is toasted ravioli, and
ooh,
and that's simple for everyone here. Um,
obviously,
a St. Louis staple. If you haven't heard of it, it is beef ravioli breaded and deep fried.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. Taco-esque, but very Italian. So while the ingredients sound a bit like a taco, yeah, it's ground beef, Italian herbs and spices, maybe a little Parmesan,
Mm,
ravioli deep fried, definitely Parma on top.
mm,
You dip it in marinara. It's fantastic. And the reason why I have it as 1-1 is because I think even, and we'll probably get to this a little bit later on the list, but some St. Louis items get a lot of hate. I feel
yeah.
like anyone who
Hmm.
does come out to St. Louis and tries this delicacy, there's nothing not to like about it. There's nothing controversial. It's good
No,
ingredients and
yeah,
delicious.
very well
It's my
liked.
1-1 for that
Like
reason.
unlike some other things, I'm sure we'll get to, but
I'm sure we will.
very well liked. Where do you get your T-Rabs from?
All right. Yeah. So this is a
That's
very
slang for
popular.
toasted ravioli.
Yeah, it's a very popular debate as well. If you're going to do it right, you're going to say it's on the hill. I like Favazas.
Favazas. Okay.
Favazas. So they do theirs, and don't come after me if I'm wrong, because it's been a minute. But I believe a lot of people enjoy their toasted raviolis in a square. I believe they do
Hmm.
theirs in a circle, and
Okay.
it's a little unique. Obviously, they're one of the 5 places on the hill that claim that they invented the toasted ravioli. So
Really?
yeah. Oh, every single restaurant on the hill claims that they created the toasted
Okay.
ravioli. So
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the toasted ravioli was invented during the 1904 World's Fair, right? So you've
is that what
had,
that was brought up for? Could have
and
been.
so there were Italian restaurants that were around in 1904 that are still on the hill.
There certainly were in 1918, as we have been berated. So if there were a couple 14 years before that, um, I'm sure there's plenty of restaurants on the hill that,
I'd like to look this up here.
please, by all means.
And I guess I'm wrong. Who would have thought on the Men Who Are Often
Not
Wrong
me.
podcast? Yeah, it says that supposedly it was invented in the Hill neighborhood of St. Louis in the
Yep.
1940s. But while many restaurants in the Hill claim its creation, Charlie
Yep.
Gito's on the Hill,
Okay.
also
Your favorite place.
then known as Angelo's, where it was made famous. Okay, chef at Angelo's accidentally dropped the pasta into oil after a misunderstanding.
Makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, but of course there are so many
Yeah.
St. Louis things or famous foods that were invented in the 1904 World's Fair. I just assumed toasted ravioli was going to be lumped in with all those, but nope. On the
All right.
hill, 1940s.
And then if you are getting square toasted ravioli, just about any sports bar, pub and grill, any place that you come here, you can go and
Yeah,
get it. I I like wink wink, nudge nudge, hint towards later. I really like Emo's.
yeah.
Emo's toasted ravs.
I think a
They're
lot of people will
they're
get that.
crunchy on the outside. They're a little softer towards the middle, and the edges are real crisp. But everybody has a good one. You're not gonna
Yeah,
have a bad one.
they
So
actually there is a wide variety of toasted raviolis from place to place, and yeah, some like random bars like have really good ones.
oh yeah,
I when I took Ben when he came into town, one of our good friends, we went to Ragazzi's,
yeah,
and they have a toasted ravioli that like doesn't have like the crumbly breaded outside, which I thought
interesting.
was
So is it more of like
really
a traditional
interesting.
ravioli that they
Yeah, it
drop into
was
oil?
more like a traditional ravioli
Hmm.
with beef and meat and or beef and cheese inside. But it was really odd because I never had that there before without a
The
breaded,
traditional breading that you would
yeah, the
think of when
traditional
you're ordering
breading.
a
So yeah,
toasted
it was kind of
ravioli.
odd not having that.
Second round?
Second round, here I go. This one is really popular. When I lived in Maryland, and I brought this into the office. I made it and brought it into the office.
Okay.
Gooey butter cake.
That was my number 2.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And it's a St. Louis staple. That one, um, not as mass produced in the St. Louis area. I don't feel like there are many places you can go and order one. But
Yeah, I
it's
found
amazing.
some like gas stations around the country. They
Okay.
have like gooey cake or something. It's
Okay.
sort of like gooey butter cake. And my coworker in Maryland, he brought me one day. It's like, oh yeah, this is a St. Louis thing. I'm like, yeah, buddy, that's not as good as the real thing.
Listen, pal, that's
listen,
cute,
pal.
but
I brought in like a whole tray for my office, and they were just like begging me to bring it again. They love that stuff.
best made at home. My dad's mom, my grandma Gleason, she made the best. My dad's done a decent job. He found the recipe, but that love from a woman born in the 1930s really pulls together the whole recipe, and everybody has a great family recipe for them. Can't be beat. They were my number two for a reason as well. Delicious cake. For those of you who don't know, sugar and butter, I think, are 90% of the
Yeah.
ingredients. It's fantastic. What's
super
not
unhealthy
love about it?
Yeah, super unhealthy, but it's amazing. I don't know if you know, there's like different flavors now at like Schnucks and Dierbergs.
Is that so?
Go try those out, because those are, whenever I go to like a gathering or a party or a dinner or something like that, I'll just like stop by Schnucks and Dierbergs and I'll pick out the store-bought ones because those are great. But yeah, they have like chocolate chip gooey butter cake. They have like during fall they have like the pumpkin gooey butter cake.
I was ignorant to that. That's something I'd like to try. I'm a big fan of pumpkin spices.
What's your second round pick?
I think I'm gonna drop down to what I had at number 5. Something that I bought today. Pork steak.
Oh yeah,
pork steak.
Pork
Delicious, incredibly underrated cut of meat from the pig, as you may have guessed.
That's one of those things you don't really know is a St. Louis thing until you leave St. Louis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So people don't tell you when you're going up here that you can't get it in other places. There's a way to order it, and I should probably have prepared better and told you that. If you go to a butcher, if you ask for like a cut of this thin instead of thick, but so St. Louis barbecue staple. I love putting Sweet Baby Ray's on there.
Yeah.
And season it up with your favorite rub.
Yeah.
Put it on gas or charcoal, and you're gonna have a good barbecue. There's no doubt about that. But incredibly cheap piece of meat for just some outstanding flavor you're gonna get.
I saw some crazy statistic the other day that I feel comfortable quoting, even though I didn't source it, because this is the men who are often wrong, and I can just correct it next time if somebody reaches out. I saw it was like St. Louis is the number one city in the country, like per capita on barbecue consumption.
Really? That doesn't surprise me at all. There's an incredible barbecue scene out here.
I don't remember where I saw that. But I'm gonna just say it's true because that's great podcasting.
Why wouldn't it be?
I know we love barbecue.
Number one
here.
barbecue city in the world.
St. Louis ribs are pretty famous. I know we're not as well known as KC or Memphis or Texas or all those big barbecue places. But St. Louis ribs are pretty popular. When I lived in Maryland, I go to Safeway, the grocery stores they got out there. And they sell like
you can sell you can buy
just called like St. Louis style ribs.
That's one of the few things that are St. Louis themed that are still branded with St. Louis.
Yeah,
so, shout
absolutely.
Third
pick is controversial. It's got to be it's got to be a St. Louis style pizza. It's got to be a St. Louis style pizza. And I say that
I'm a Cecil Whitaker's guy personally. But.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you love that Cecil Whitaker's. St. Louis pizza is a controversial topic when it comes to St. Louisans because it's automatic. People from outside of St. Louis don't like St. Louis pizza.
No.
And I am a crazy St. lunatic, so I will go to bat for St. Louis pizza even if I'm not the biggest fan. I love a thick crust. I love a thick crust. But I have to defend St. Louis pizza. I love the
There's
Provel.
A lot of it. Yeah. I wonder if it's psychological more so than people actually trying to experience the taste. Because everyone's quick to judge it. Everybody's
Yeah.
quick to judge it. You see it on late night TV shows
Yeah.
and stand up comedy, whatever. Everybody, they say it's tomato sauce on a cracker with
Yeah.
plastic
Cracker.
cheese, and
They say
well,
cardboard too.
yeah, cardboard cracker, all this. You know what's really taken a stance or is having a moment recently?
What's
Pub
that?
style pizza. You know what
Pub
pub style
style.
pizza is?
What's
A
the difference between
cracker, some
pub
sauce.
style?
The only difference between that and St. Louis style is they don't put Provel, they put mozzarella on it.
Oh,
But you can get
okay.
pub style pizza in New York. People love it. And they, it's your typical cracker. And then they'll cut it the Emo's way, and they'll
They'll
say that
cut
it's
it
pub pizza, and they'll claim that
square.
it's they'll claim it's something great, and then they'll
Interesting.
trash on St. Louis pizza. Now I understand the Provel thing. That's
Yeah.
that's where a lot of the hate comes into. My dad was not born in St. Louis. He can't stand Provel. I love it. I truly do have a theory where I think if you have gotten acquired with it at a young age, you're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that reason, if you're an out of towner and you're an adult coming here to get this pizza, it just may not be for you.
Yeah. No, I think Provel's good. It's very specifically St. Louis. I
Mhm.
think it's good. Provel's good on like salads and stuff too.
Oh,
Uh, but I think,
goated salad cheese. Absolutely.
people say that St. Louis style pizza has to be Emo's. And that's not always the case, but they do have a good point because Provel, like the actual cheese,
Mhm.
like to make Provel cheese, that is owned entirely by
By
Emo's.
Emos. Yes, it is.
So, if you're going to make your own St. Louis style pizza brand, you're buying your Provel cheese from Emo's because I think
Yeah.
that's the only
So
people you can
a
buy
lot
it
of other
from.
restaurants they'll try to make their own or do their own thing. They'll call it St. Louis style cheese,
Mm-hmm.
but the word Provel is unique to Emos.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I wanted to, give a shout out to a new pizza company that I know is just kind of starting up. It is a St. Louis style pizza. You can find it in like the frozen section now.
Okay.
Brand new. It's called Three Gerards, and I think it's called Three Gerards because there's three brothers that made the company, and their Catholic name. You know how like
Oh, the confirmation name. Yeah.
their confirmation
I
name. I
think
think
mine's John.
yeah, mine is
Real original.
Lawrence.
There you go.
And so I think they all three chose Gerard as their Catholic name. So they're the Three Gerards Pizza Company. I like it because it's a bit cheaper than the typical St. Louis style pizza,
I'll have
and
to check it out.
it's like nice and creamy Provel. I've been liking it recently, and I'm not always a St. Louis style pizza guy because I like the thick crust, but I'll get Three Gerards. I've been getting that lately. It's pretty good.
Right on. My number 3, I am going to take Fitz's root beer.
Oh,
Big root beer guy. Charlie will be the first to tell you. He is too. We we had a bit of a root beer club when
root
we
beer
were
club.
younger. Yeah, we tried probably at this point close to 85 different unique root beers. We hung out a lot as with our grandparents when we were kids, and so yeah, like we started collecting all these bottles at our grandparents' house, and we'd write them, we'd log them, we'd go out and try to find more. But Fitz's is a St. Louis classic. My wife thinks I'm wrong on this, but if you line up 15, 20 root beers, I can tell you which one Fitz's is
You
every
think
single
so?
time. It's very unique.
Yeah.
It is
It
incredibly
is.
vanilla-y and creamy.
It is.
It's one of the only root beers that I know that you can only either get on tap or in a bottle. They don't
Yeah.
can it. But yeah, Fitz's root beer
You're right.
is up there.
It is
It's
unique.
It's goated for root beer floats for me because it already has a lot of that like creaminess to it,
Yeah.
vanilla, and so yeah, I'm taking Fitz's root beer.
Yeah,
for my number
I
3
had a
pick.
hard time living in Maryland trying to find a root beer over there that was close enough to Fitz's. I found something called Frost Top, and so I drank that a lot, but it just
Okay.
wasn't quite Fitz's. While we're talking soda, I'm gonna mention Vess is damn good because
Goated. They have a
I
very
drink.
good root beer too, but I don't know if I could guess that one correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know me. I drink
But
the
it's very good.
pineapple
Yep.
Vess. I love that.
Very unique to the brand itself. Very St. Louis. When I was a kid, I know you could go to Schnucks and like make your own 12-pack with all the
Yeah, that's
Vess's
right.
flavors, and it was like $1 a soda. It may still be,
Yeah.
but I think it's probably a little more
Pick
expensive
6.
now. Yeah, you can just
The Schnucks Pick
toss
6.
ton. They have the Cardinal Red
Cardinal Cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's damn good.
Incredible flavor.
The Schnucks Pick 6, that was my first legal alcohol purchase.
Oh, there you go.
Because I made like a 6-pack of whatever beers were there. First legal purchase. Yeah,
So my last one I'm going to take here, I'm going to go with Red Hot Riplets.
Yeah.
Red Hot Riplets is going to be my 4. We'll have some honorable mentions later, so you guys can tear us apart about what we didn't pick. But the Cybergs has Red Hot Riplet dry rub wings that are actually incredible.
That sounds good.
I love that flavor profile. Smoky, sweet, little bit of spice in there. I'm a sucker for the spice, so it's fantastic.
Yeah,
Jason,
I know you are.
Jason had a version of them that he collaborated with
Tatum.
Ruffles.
Yeah,
and the hot
they
barbecue.
were kind of like Riplets.
Hot Riplets. He said that they were very Red Hot Riplet inspired. So
that's great. Did you you do Red Hot Riplets on mac and cheese? You could do that.
I've never tried it.
You could do that at Gramophone.
Is that legal? Oh, the Gramophone, obviously.
Yeah, you can do that at Gramophone. It's really good. But yeah, we'll do some honorable mentions. This one is kind of a big one because I don't eat this one very often. But the Gerber sandwich is like a St. Louis thing.
I've heard about it a lot. Yeah, again, I haven't had it personally, so I wasn't going to throw it on my list.
Yeah, my mom made it a lot as a kid. I ate those a lot as a kid.
Break it down exactly what that is for us again.
It's just like it's an open-faced sandwich. There's no other bun on the top. It's an open-faced sandwich. And it's really good. My mom kind of made it with it was kind of like a garlic bread with slices of meat on top, nice. Baked in the oven. It was delicious. It won it was voted best sandwich in Missouri a few years ago or something. And I looked it up. Apparently Ruma's Deli has the best one according to all of these lists I'm looking at. Ruma's Deli has the best Gerber sandwich.
Okay, it's the best one. What do they put on it?
Let me look it up. I'll pull up Ruma's Deli. I'll pull up their menu here. This looks like the Gerber Special hot sandwiches. Open-faced ham sandwich with melted garlic butter and Provel cheese. And then Fantastic. They also have a turkey version of the Gerber as well. Yeah, so we'll have to stop there and see if they have the best one.
And again, if we see you there and you're a listener, bushlight on me.
Bushlight on Nick.
Yeah, so that's something I wanted to honorably mention as well. I didn't want to dive into alcohol there, but if I did, the whole Budweiser family would have taken most of them for me.
Yeah, right.
Bushlight, Bud Light, Bud Select, Bridge for the Lou, Budweiser.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention since this started in St. Louis, Lion's Choice. And I don't know how far outside of St. Louis Lion's Choice really extends, but I know it
goes to Springfield, Illinois.
It's kind of a regional, national thing.
Yeah.
Great roast beef. It was funny because
it's the best roast beef from a chain restaurant you will ever eat.
Yeah. A few months ago,
or Clayton's money back.
Or I will pay you. A few months ago, my wife and I we were going through the whole of what are we going to eat for dinner? You pick, no, you pick.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, tale as old as time. And I was like, oh, you know what? We can get Lion's Choice. That actually sounds like it'd be pretty good. She's like, I've never had that before. I'm like, what? You're a St. Louis girl and you've never had Lion's Choice? And so she's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, we got to go now. And so she was like, I don't know what I want to get. I'm like, you're going to get the roast beef sandwich. She's like, no, hold on. Let me look at the menu. She opened up her phone.
She going to get a hot dog?
And she was looking through and she's like, oh, they've got a Philly cheesesteak. I'll try the Philly cheesesteak. I'm like,
I bet that's
no,
I didn't know they had that.
I'm serious. Okay. You want the roast beef sandwich. She's like, no, I'm going to get the Philly cheesesteak. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get 2 roast beef sandwiches
Okay, in case
and
you want one later.
none of those are for you. And
Oh
you're gonna get
no.
the Philly cheesesteak, and you're gonna regret that. And so we went there, and I got the food and brought it back home.
Mhm.
She like bit into the Philly cheesesteak. She's like, "This is no good. This is no good. Your smell is really good. Can I take a bite of yours?" I'm like, just gave her the look. I'm like, "Yeah, here you go." She takes a bite. She's like, "Wow, this is really good." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a roast beef place. They do really good roast beef." She's like, "Well, do you want my Philly cheesesteak?"
I'll trade. I promise, it's delicious.
And so I
You
gave
want this Philly
her
cheesesteak.
a roast beef because I'm a nice guy. And then I had one roast beef left and a shitty Philly cheesesteak. Don't get the Philly cheesesteak at Lion's Choice.
There's plenty of good places to get
Stick
that.
to that.
And that actually brings me to one of my next places. This can be a draft, this can be a list, it can just be two people throwing out some of their favorite spots. But one of mine has one of my favorite Philly cheesesteaks. But I would love to talk about your favorite, our favorite, which also coincidentally will be the best St. Louis sports bars.
Oh yeah. You probably go to a lot more sports bars than I do. But I do love a good sports bar. I do like sports bar food, and I do love a Philly cheesesteak, just not from Lion's Choice.
If you'd like me to start it off, I the Philly cheesesteak I'm going on about
you started off.
is the Post. It's a St. Louis chain. I think there's 3 of them. There's one out in Fenton that I go to because that's my neck of the woods. There is one out in, I believe, and I'm really bad at this with the woods. It's either Brent or Maple.
I think it's Maplewood. Yeah,
and
it's
then
Maplewood.
there's one in Creve Coeur as well. But they do trivia. They do.
Oh, I love trivia.
Great place to watch games. I watched the infamous 13 seconds left Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. I believe divisional round game of the 2022 NFC.
Poor Josh Allen.
Yeah, it was incredible. I watched that other Post. But really good food, really good drinks. Trivia on Tuesdays.
Dude, let's do some trivia sometime.
Check it out if you haven't.
You know me, I love trivia.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with one that I'm sad. There used to be 2 locations, but Bobby's Place, named after
absolutely. Right out here by me,
the blues legend Bobby Plager. And so there used to be one on Hampton that I would go to. Really enjoyed that because I watched a lot of the blues games there, and they had good food too. I just love how well decorated it was with all the blues stuff on the walls.
I love a good hockey bar in general. Like the vibe in a hockey bar is unlike any other place. There's some
fight could break out at any moment.
Yeah, you get a good scrap,
and then you buy each other a beer afterwards. Good sportsmanship.
The
other Bobby's Place is
141 and
I was gonna say
Marshall
it's out
Road,
there.
I believe.
That's still a good location.
Yeah, we've been there recently. I used to work at Carroll House, as a lot of people from St. Louis love, or have their own opinions on. But right next to it, we'd go all the time, get lunch, and then a couple drinks after work. It's a great place. St. Louis staple, iconic, named after, of course, Bobby Plager. I've watched some good football there. Obviously, I've watched a lot of good blues games there as well. One I'd be remiss without saying, as my theme has been St. Louis change, is Cyberg's.
Yeah, Cyberg's.
The Cyberg's wing is iconic.
Good Cyberg sauce is good. Keep that in the fridge.
Oh, at all times. They have their frozen pizzas at Schnucks as well, and they use St. Louis style cheese.
The wink.
And but yeah, the one specifically in Chesterfield I went to a lot. I had some friends work at. Always good games, really good atmosphere, good cold drinks, great place to watch some games. Cyberg's wings are probably of my favorite in St. Louis. I just went to a place yesterday with my wife. We went out on a date to Parkmore in Webster Groves.
Parkmore.
I don't know if you've ever been or heard of it. Right across from Straub's. In Webster Groves there. owned by a man named Frank Romano, was a client of mine at People's National Bank when I worked there. But they have a very similar wing sauce, and it may have overpassed the Cyberg sauce, because that was insane. It was really good. But I digress.
One sports bar that I like going to, since I live so close to it, is Hot Shots, and I like they've got they got pool or billiards, whichever you want to call it, the darts and everything.
I love playing darts.
But
darts are my favorite.
They have some great deals there all the time too, so I'm a big fan.
I really like right next to Busch Stadium, Patios. Patios is an incredible place.
Yeah,
check out the obviously a very big Cardinals themed bar, very, very popular in the summer due to, and you guessed it, their patios. But really good drink specials, and located right next to Busch Stadium. If you're not having a great time at the park, or how just don't want to pay $27 for a single beer, go across the street, have just as great of a time with just as good of an atmosphere. And I threw that on my list as well. And Shotzi's on Lindbergh, South Lindbergh, out by Grant's Farm. Wayne Gretzky's favorite place to eat St. Louis style pizza.
Oh, really?
Fact. Yep.
Well, if it's...
they boast that. It's on their wall. There's a lot of Gretzky signed jerseys inside the establishment. It's really cool.
Well,
probably
if it's
another
good enough
very
for the great
close to
one,
hockey bar. Yeah.
If it's good enough for the great one, then I got to check it out, because I've never been.
I'll take you.
We should next time Ethan's in town, our other co-host, we should take him, because his nickname growing up is actually Shotzi. That's what, like, everyone. If I hear someone call him Shotzi, I know it's somebody from his hometown. So we should take Shotzi to Shotzi's. So before we wrap this up, one more note that I had here. St. Louis University Billikens basketball has been going crazy. They've won their last 11 games in a row. I think they're 17-1 right now.
No way.
Yeah, and that one game they lost,
Go boys.
They lost it by 1 point to Stanford or something. The crowd at the last game they played, everyone had signs in the crowd that said rank us. We need to be ranked.
Yeah.
And so finally, I think I saw the rankings. Rankings just came out, right? Rankings came out recently, and we are ranked. St. Louis University is ranked 24.
Let's go.
So we're going. March is coming. We're gonna be in March Madness.
We'll be in the dance. Awesome.
Yeah, in the dance.
You know what we should do is put out a bracket for podcast listeners.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe
that would be
throw
great.
in a merch prize, or
of course,
a Busch Light or something,
or a Busch Light. You get a Busch Light signed by Nick.
Yeah,
that would be great. Yeah,
it'll be worth approximately what a Busch Light is.
The only rule is that you have to have SLU win your bracket, and then just whoever has the most accurate bracket
from there. There we go.
SLU winning the whole bracket. That's the winner. If you don't have them winning, you're automatically disqualified.
If you get a perfect bracket, I think Warren Buffett's still offering $1 million, and I'll match.
Oh, you'll match?
I'll match. Yep. It's gonna be done this year.
Holy shit!
Me and
yeah, I'm excited for watching more. I think they're playing tomorrow. I think they're playing tomorrow night. But I'm just pumped. This is the best basketball season they've had in a decade or something. And they will probably be going to March Madness. And St. Louis will be hosting some March Madness games, I believe. At least 2 of the games, I think, will be at Enterprise Center.
Let's go. We have a good enough stadium for it. We may as well. That's awesome.
And so, there is a chance that, wouldn't that be awesome if SLU basketball could play in their home city during March Madness?
That would be insane.
One of the first or second rounds. That would be amazing. That'd be so fun.
I think we'd have to get a podcast outing out if something like that were to happen.
Absolutely.
All right. So if I pull up March Madness St. Louis here, just real quick before we go.
Yeah.
Session 1,
What's it
Session
say?
2, Session 3. Selling fast. March 22nd, March 20th. Yep.
We'll have to look at some projections to see what teams might be going there.
That's incredible.
I would
Yeah,
love to
that'll
go.
be fun.
I would love to go.
We'll
I know that
discuss that on
the tickets will be a little
one of our
pricey,
upcoming
but
episodes.
that about wraps it up for episode 6. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay in touch with me on Instagram and TikTok on that STL guy. We're going to have some, hopefully some more interviews with some St. Louis legends and people who work in the city, maybe some athletes, hopefully. Check
Anything
back
could
in
happen.
for some of that. Yeah, anything could happen. Maybe some of our old classmates will get back to my my emails I sent them.
That would be awesome.
So you guys have a great night. I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Love you guys.